That's what's up.
I can hear
Hold on, I don't got none of my stuff ready. Can you hear yourself? Don't it make you want to be like, I just want to let you know I really feel your style. It make you feel like you just like in the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we was asking. Yeah, that's what we was asking Rocky last week. Like, how I feel when you in the studio and you know you gotta hold your is that still you gotta hold your earphones? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really hear anything when you take your earphones off.
Yeah.
Everything is inside the earphone, so I feel like it'll be weird.
Dang.
But I will
check
try.
1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey, what you gonna do?
What them dope girls gonna do?
Hey,
Kick
hey,
it. Let's get it.
Hey, shot. Let's go. Shot.
Dope girls, yeah, it's a podcast. Two dope girls, yeah, we speaking all facts. Two dope girls, yeah, we got it, just relax. Two dope girls, hit like, subscribe that. Two dope girls, and we on it, never slack. Two dope girls, and we got each other back. Two dope girls, and we coming for the cash.
Two dope girls, and we all about a bag.
Dope girl, dope girl.
All right.
All right.
Hey, girl.
Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm doing
on
good,
this good Friday. You know,
this Good Friday. On this
rainy.
Good,
you know,
it's a little dreary.
You know, but it's still good.
On this Good Friday. Oh, yeah. Well, not Good Friday.
Right.
But
it's coming up. I'm good, girl. I'm good. I'm exhausted.
What you exhausted from?
From this little puppy that's about to be on the curb. Like, who did I think I was? No.
Don't do that to the baby.
No, ma'am.
What kind of dog did you get?
So it's a Cocker Spaniel mix. So it's like a little mutt.
So
she's adorable.
Okay. So did the Nola mutt entice you, or did the Metro little dog entice you to get a dog?
Metro little dog. Yeah. But she's so darn cute.
She's
it's
so
like
cute.
a little.
What's her name?
Chanel.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you would name your dog a designer.
It wasn't
dog.
just me. It was my 9-year-old as well. She said Gucci, and I said, oh, and we looked at each other. We was like, Chanel.
Okay, that sounds like a song. Gucci Chanel. Chanel.
Let's make it. You know, we already got two dope girls. But yeah. So
okay, little Chanel. Well, I mean, she get it from her mama.
Girl, she bougie too.
She get it from her
she
mama.
Stepped outside and was like, ugh. I said, me too, girl. Sometimes I be feeling like that too. Sometimes it be like that.
You know what's so funny? When we got Nola, it was a snowstorm. When we got Metro, it was a pandemic.
No.
Yes.
So wait, y'all just got Metro?
We got Metro at the beginning of the pandemic.
Right.
Like literally in February or March.
Really?
We got Metro. Yeah.
I thought like Metro has like been with y'all since forever.
No, Metro, you know, he just a real nigga. You know what I'm saying?
He a real nigga.
He a real nigga.
What you been up to, girl, this week?
Girl, the week was good. Me and the Hubs went to the Wale concert.
Oh, how was that? Because
it was so
good. Me
good.
some Wale.
You know, we went to the Wale concert right before the pandemic.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
I hadn't been to the Wale concert.
So that was like 2 years ago.
It's been like 6, 7 years ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I love Wale. Like,
I love Wale too. It was so good. Me and so it was me, Scoot, can't get right. And
definitely wasn't Todd because he just had a baby.
He just had a baby.
A whole human.
Congratulations to the Todd.
Yeah, congratulations, Todd.
Yeah, claps to them. But it was us, and then Shonda came, and she we were, you know, we just do what we do. You know, I just like to maneuver around wherever I'm at. So we went upstairs where we weren't not supposed to be because we ain't had no tickets.
Okay.
But we were standing up, and then I looked at the table, and I was like, it say Sherwin Hill. Who is Sherwin Hill?
Who is Sherwin Hill? I don't know who that
is. And the
is.
concert was about to start, and ain't no Sherwin Hill was at the table.
Right.
So me and Shonda was like, okay, if the concert start, we about to sit down.
Right.
So she was sitting next to her left, a guy, and the guy was like, "Well, those my tables." A black guy. He was Sherwin.
Oh, okay.
He was Sherwin, and he was like, "You know what? Y'all can have my tickets because somebody bought them for me for my birthday, and it's just me and my guests." So it was him and his guests at the table, and he gave us his tickets, so we got to see Wale
that was so nice
in the VIP section. Yeah. So shout out to you, Mr. Sherwin.
I know. Got a
Black
black
guy.
guy. Sherwin.
Black guy named Sherwin.
I know. I thought she was going to say Sherwin Williams. I was like,
I know. Actress Sherwin Williams.
I know, right? I know. But I have this girl I know or whatever. She works with us actually. But she also has a YouTube channel, Danielle Woods, D Woods. So if y'all listening, make sure you subscribe to D Woods. But do not forget to subscribe to Naturally Pretty
Girls
and Two Dope Girls.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Okay, so anyways. So she had a video she put up and she went to the Wale concert solo by herself.
I saw her.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. Like, I don't know if I'm that, like, I love going places by myself, but a concert, I don't know if I'm that bold to go to a concert.
But you know, if you go to a concert by yourself, you're always going to find a friend. Anywhere you go, you're going to find a friend.
Anywhere you go.
I told you Wit. The other Wit with the little bob.
Yeah.
Like Dora.
You so silly.
She went to the club by herself, and I told you that I had saw her, and I was like, at what age do you feel like you can just navigate the world by yourself and be like, I don't give a fuck that nobody with me?
When you decide
that
that you are a grown ass woman.
Period.
I mean, at that point, I was able to go eat by myself. I've been to the bar by myself. I've gone to a restaurant and just sat there,
sat down,
and talked to everybody. Like, people feel like just because you're alone, you want to talk, but I really didn't. That's why I came alone.
No, that's why I came.
That's why I came alone. But if you want to talk, I'm gonna go ahead and have a
conversation with you. Right. But I mean, I absolutely love being by
I
myself.
love doing that now. But when I was in my 20s,
it was a little.
I was like really embarrassed about going out by myself.
I feel like, dang, I ain't got no friends.
I know.
Well,
like,
you're that bad off, sis?
Right.
I could care less. I go everywhere by myself.
Are you still in your 20s?
I am.
Girl, go ahead.
Okay, so we're talking to this beautiful voice. So you guys, we have a special guest with us again today. We have Miss Charlie.
Miss Charlie Bishop. Counseling extraordinaire. Miss Therapy, family therapist. You know, we're going to amp her up. Feel me? We're going to amp her up, right?
So come, Miss Charlie, tell the people about you.
Yes, I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and owner of CR Counseling.
Come on, CR
located in downtown Birmingham.
Yes, I love it. Yes. Owner, entrepreneur.
Yes.
You know.
Come on, Women's History Month.
In her 20s.
In her 20s.
If you didn't catch
She's
that,
at the cusp. Right. She's at the cusp. Come on,
I'm
girl.
going on year 3.
That is so awesome.
This is exciting for me to be able to step out on my own and do something that nobody in my family has done before. So I'm able to just do it. And I do it every day.
The way we met is you were getting some content for your business. Correct. And I just kind of was a step in of your content. And we met that way. And like, listen, you guys, I am a avid listener of sermons and, you know, whatever, right? Anything that has to do with uplifting and God, I'm listening, right?
Come on, Jesus.
But I have been hearing so many times that before you can get to where you're going in life, you have to serve people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And God is not going to allow you to have what you want until you've done that part, until you serve. Mm-hmm. So that's why I politely, for the free, came and served you, and I'm so happy I did because I got to meet such a dope girl.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I appreciate that. Yeah. We had a good time.
We did.
When did y'all meet? Wait, what? I'm out the mix. When y'all met?
What? She was shooting like, what is it? What was it? Just like a marketing.
It was for a podcast that I'm working on.
Okay.
The content for it.
Mm-hmm. It was for content, and I was just a step in. Create live. Studios, that's it. Yeah. Couldn't even get it when he asked me to do it.
Create Live Studios.
Right, Create Live Studios. Two dope guys. I mean, super. I would continue to work with them. I actually am thinking about working with their social media branding.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Really great guys or whatever. But she was doing her marketing for her podcast, and I just kind of stepped in as a
liaison.
You know, just a extra in her world.
And the pictures came out beautiful.
They did. They did, and I met some really nice, sweet girls. And it was just a really good feeling to be in company with other successful Black women, and especially upcoming young. I was the oldest one, but that's okay. That was okay. That was okay. I was there. You feel me? I was there, and I had a great time.
That's awesome. So, are we gonna do a game or no? Or no?
A game. I love games.
Yes.
We love people that love.
Before we get into the game, let's do a toast because it's gonna be our new tradition to do a toast.
Yes.
So we're going to toast to success.
Yes.
Always. To health.
Yes.
To wealth.
Yes.
And to
mental health.
Mental health on this episode. Yes. Amen. Okay. Come on, look me in my eyes because you won't want to have no bad sex.
I got you.
Woo! Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, Ladonna, let's introduce them to the game.
Okay,
and it's gonna be on the fly too because
because that's what we do. Period. Okay. Anyways, we got a game for Miss Charlie. Just gonna anoint her, baptize her into Two Dope Girls.
Come on now, Jesus.
And we're going to call this game "What Would Two Dope Girls Do?"
Word.
Okay.
I'm here.
And the extra dope girl. Okay. Period.
Here I am.
So okay, I got a question. It's basically going to be scenarios, and we're gonna. How will we?
Right.
Okay. Our opinion, right? Okay. A man is dating two women. He lies to one about this and is truthful with the other. Which relationship does he value more? That's a great question. Does he value me more because he lied to me?
I'm gonna let the therapist speak. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead,
Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth.
I don't know.
I don't.
You want him to lie to you a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes you don't just be ready for the truth like that. Like,
tell me the truth. Baptize me in the truth and tell me the truth and let me put it in my gut. Let me hear.
See, my thing is, if you tell me the truth, that gives me the opportunity to make a choice.
Exactly.
When you lie to me, you take away my opportunity to make a choice. So now I'm gonna be pissed when I find out.
And another thing is, when you lie to me, you take away my option, like of to forgive you
or not,
and keep it moving, or to move on because this is not what I'm willing to take.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I get what y'all
don't
saying.
lie to me.
Don't lie to me. Okay.
Because I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Okay, a man has a side piece but claim he loves his wife with his whole heart. Is that possible?
No.
For the man to explain to his wife.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Because I believe that a man can love a woman and not value her. Does that make sense?
No.
Say the question again. What's the question? He asked, would he love her 100% with his whole heart? How you gonna love somebody with your whole heart, but you gonna sleep with this woman?
I'm not saying a woman, y'all. I'm saying a man. A man. I believe. This is just my thoughts, my thought process, because I'm not a man, right?
That's true.
I think that men, when they cheat, sometimes it's not because they don't love us. It's because they feel like they're missing something. Now, are they entitled little bitches? Absolutely.
100%. Okay.
But do that mean that they don't love their girl? I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Okay, well, so what's the definition of love? How do you does love looks like hurt? Because the Bible said love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, love is all of these amazing things because it is.
Right, but they're not perfect.
It's not perfect. Nobody is perfect.
Right? And I'm not saying that I can be in a relationship with a man that's continuously cheating on me, right? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if we think about it, a man can really women, we kind of have to have a reason. Like, you done did some shit.
Nah, I'm after you. I'm on my lick bait.
I'm petty.
You're not emotionally available, or you're not.
I don't know.
There has to be a reason for us to emotionally.
Or because or even
physically
look
cheat.
outside of our marriage, there has to be a reason. Sometimes for them, it's no reason. It's like, that bitch was bad, and she came to me, and she passed by, and that booty was jiggling, and it was right on time. You understand me?
Want it.
And the niggas that get it,
Really?
get it.
That's lust.
That is, and you have some men that are like that, but you do have some men that that I know personally that would cheat, but it was because they were lacking something. They felt like they were lacking something. And
In
to
the
me,
marriage.
that's right. And to
Physically,
me, that's a little
emotionally, whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, they felt like they were lacking something. But does that mean that they did not love their wife? I absolutely don't believe they did not
How
love
did
their
we
wife.
get on this?
Girls, the question.
Oh, it was the question. It was that goddamn question
It
I
was the
asked.
question. Okay. I'll move on.
Okay.
Your significant other stays over the night at an ex house to spend more time with their child. Is this acceptable?
No.
Ooh, this is a absolutely great question. Because
Spend the night.
listen,
You said spend the night.
spend the night. And I got another one. I got like a part
Ask
two
it,
of the
please.
question.
Please ask it.
So how do y'all feel about you?
Wait,
Go
should
ahead.
we ask her?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's answer this question first.
Okay.
How do you feel about the spending the night?
I think you can come home. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Period,
think
yeah.
you should have to spend the night. Like, if that's the case, get the baby, bring them home. We can spend more time over
Right.
here. I don't.
Because you have to let your child know at some point, mommy and daddy are not together
Exactly.
anymore.
And if you continue to stay together,
Right. We can
they
have
gonna
a
be
good
confused.
co-parenting relationship. We're not spending the night.
No.
Okay. What
we're
if
not
it's
doing
what if
that.
it's Christmas Eve?
Fuck that shit. What the fuck Christmas mean?
I'm just because that's an important day. You waking up to your, your
That- no, it ain't.
especially. Hold up. I've been married for
Charlie said, "Ooh."
over 11 years, right? If me and my husband was to split, my children have been used to waking up to their dad and their mom for 11 years. If me and him can agree to say, hey, if
It's
you
a
would like to spend the
family
night upstairs, then that's up to you, and wake up with them, because probably if we have a good relationship,
Are you in a relationship? Or is he in a relationship?
but
at this
does
point?
that matter?
Hell fucking yeah.
So what you're saying is your man can't stay like
No.
Okay.
Nigga. No.
period.
You
She
are
said
not
period.
staying
And
at your ex's house because you want to
Wake up for
fake the
Christmas.
funk? No.
Because that's what okay, so my part two to the question was, so I had a person that was dating this dude, right? And they went out of town, like, I'm gonna just say Orlando.
Okay.
I don't know. Magic fucking Kingdom. I don't know. So they went to Magic Kingdom with the kid, the mom, and the dad, her boyfriend, went with them.
Okay.
And they had to, like, they were in the same Airbnb. And she wasn't invited. She didn't go. Would y'all be okay with that?
Wait. Run that scenario back.
Okay.
All right.
So the kid, I think it was the kid's birthday.
Okay.
The mother's side of the family took the kid to Magic City.
Okay.
Magic City.
The mother was not there.
We're going to say
Magic
Magic,
City.
Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
Alcohol. Okay, no, Magic Kingdom, right?
Okay.
They took the kid to Magic Kingdom. The dad went.
Okay.
Okay.
Mama was not there.
Mama was
The
there.
mama side
of the
Mama,
family.
it was the mama trip.
The mama and the mama side of the family.
Yeah, probably so.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
the dad came
Okay.
because it's the child's birthday.
Yeah.
Right.
But the girlfriend wasn't invited. Would you be okay with that?
No.
No, I'm coming too.
That's how I feel.
yeah.
Even if, because sometimes you don't know the dynamic of the family, right?
Right.
If and some men feel like this, and I think that's some shit we can talk about. Give me 2 seconds.
Come
to
on.
talk about
Come
this.
on. 2
We
seconds.
got
Okay,
time.
so men feel a certain way. I've noticed this from just friends that deal with men that baby daddies that don't live with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They walk on eggshells with their baby mamas because they don't want no shit, or they don't want any confusion with getting their child when they want to get their child, because some baby mamas are petty. So what they'll do is they'll keep the confusion down by not saying what they mean and meaning what they say.
Yeah, I get that.
Right? So
Mhm.
this is what men do because they don't like They think they don't like the drama, but
They
more
think they
dramatic.
smarter than the
Period.
fifth grader.
Okay,
but they
right,
not.
but they not, right? So that's what they do. And instead of a
Right.
man like stepping up and saying, or that man stepping up and saying, hey, I'm coming, but my girlfriend coming too.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So if he's my man, I'm going to say, get my spectacles together. That's okay. That's great. I already got my ticket.
Right.
I have a hotel, very in the same, in the same hotel,
Area, yeah.
right? And whatever you need. I'm not there to step on you guys' toes, but I'm going to be there.
Period.
But why do you have to have separate accommodations for him?
Why
from
we all
him?
can't be in the same house? You need to be.
Because
I
don't know them.
But I just told you,
I
like,
don't know them either.
Some women are very petty.
Okay, well,
and you don't know what you're
we're
moving into.
you my man,
right?
We're going to be in the same accommodation. We can be in
we
the
would
same
hope.
city. We can
Okay.
be in the same
Yes,
vicinity.
Yes.
Okay.
We ain't gotta be.
But-
You don't have to be in that house, and I be over here by
Absolutely not.
myself.
I'm just putting myself in this
No.
scenario, you guys.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I've been with
girl,
my
'cause that
man
ain't
for
me.
a very long time. If we were to split, I can say in my head, like, bring that shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? But when she get there, I might feel some type of way. So you just don't know. Some women may not be ready. They may not be mature.
That's why you
enough.
have your separate accommodations.
Right, that's what I said. We'll be
Yeah.
in the same. I'll be close to you guys. I don't have to necessarily be in the.
No,
We
not just
gonna be
you.
close.
Oh.
Yeah, you
gonna
and
be
the
close.
man, not just you. Nigga.
No, ma'am. I'm not
I'm
finna.
done.
No.
I'm just
I am
saying
not
he
gonna
was
be
wanting
by
to be with his
myself.
kid.
Absolutely not.
I'm
2
done.
miles away.
Absolutely not.
I'm not gonna be by myself 50 feet away.
Hello.
We gonna
I'm
be
with
in the
you.
same
We.
goddamn bed.
I'm with you.
We.
Okay, so
Come on, Charlie.
this is the
We-
last question.
we.
This is the last. This is the
Okay,
last question.
Go ahead.
How long do you guys have to date before it's a I'm coming, nigga? It's a we at
Over a
this
year
situation.
for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
For me, over a year.
Okay. That's fair,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
would say over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
we put in time.
Because I mean, in 6 months, I'm like, I really don't have a dog in this fight because
Right.
shit, we still getting
Yeah.
to know each other.
Yeah,
Right.
about
But
over
after a year, we've
Yeah.
crossed that threshold.
We've crossed the threshold. I like
Right.
that. Okay, during sex, do you think your significant other called you by the wrong?
Wait.
Okay, during sex, you think your significant other called you by the wrong name. Do you
Shit. I'm like, wait a minute.
immediately stop and ask or wait until afterwards?
No.
Nah,
And what the
I'm
fuck you
stopping.
say?
I'm
What did you
stopping
say?
in the middle, nigga. Who the
What did you say? Hold up. Wait a minute.
Right, immediately.
And I'm going to grab that shit.
No.
I can be on the cusp of my cum.
Hold
I'm
up. Pause.
And then I'm going to grab your balls.
Because what did you say?
Right.
Oh, my
Who
gosh.
the fuck? Did you call me?
Man, I was just thinking about work. You know, what's the name?
No.
You know,
Hell
you know,
no.
If
men
you in
are
this-
horrible.
first of
They
all,
will
if
come
you
up
in
with
this
some
pussy,
crap.
If you in this pussy,
You better be thinking about
Right here.
this pussy.
me.
Your
Hello?
mind need to be red.
red,
Here.
R-A-D,
Red
here.
like your grandma used to say.
Hell you talking about?
Shucks.
But
Shucks. You want to get
Ain't
another
no
one?
way.
I'm good. That was
Okay.
good. That was a good
Okay,
game.
I got two
You
more.
Come on with it. I love these
Come on.
questions.
These good questions.
Yes.
Like, okay. A man tells his significant other to be submissive. She tells him that's an outdated way of thinking. So I'm gonna start that over. A man thinks his significant other tells his significant other to be submissive. She tells him that's an outdated way of thinking. Who's right?
Your perception is your reality.
Right.
So
It's perspective.
yeah.
It's subjective.
What
too,
does submission
right?
look like to you? Does it look
That's
like,
a conversation they should have had beforehand.
or does it look
Exactly.
like
It's
the
a
Bible, just
conversation.
a man, you leading the household, and a woman being your partner, a woman being your helpmate?
I think if you get in a relationship and you're past that 1 year threshold,
Mm-hmm.
then these are things that need to be discussed if you understand or if you know your partner is someone who wants a woman to be submissive, right?
Right.
Your job is to be like, okay, so what does submission look like to you? Because submission what looks like it to him may be something that you're into.
Right, right.
So submission could be like, okay, well, I want my woman to cook for me 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Submission could be like, if I get home, I want you to rub my feet. No, nigga. My feet need to be rubbed too.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what does submission
At least
look like?
And that's why so
Yeah.
many people, they break up or they don't last because you don't have those conversations.
They don't have
you just
the
assume.
conversation.
You just assume.
Yeah.
I can see that because the conversation is hard to have. You don't want, you got somebody that in the relationship that's okay with having the conversation, okay with debating, okay with having the talk.
But then that person is not for you
and then you have somebody in the relationship that's like, I don't want.
I just feel like, honestly,
person.
for me,
You don't want to talk.
I don't want to talk.
well, see, you have to talk,
talk.
and I feel like in a relationship, if you have a person who wants to talk and you're not a talker, we probably won't
And they
mesh
won't-
well.
Mm-hmm.
Only because you know what, you may not mesh well, but are you willing to be open to talking?
That's the
right?
thing.
That's true.
Are you willing? Are you willing to be
I'm
open?
always
to,
open.
Okay, so if you're open, that's
Right.
good enough.
And I do it. I just
Right?
don't want to.
See, a lot of times what I see with my
Right.
clients is you have some who are like, one person is like the shut down,
Me?
don't
Yeah.
want to talk, and then the other
That
one
my
like, let's
husband.
talk,
That
let's
my
talk,
that
let's
my
talk.
husband.
Yeah.
And that be the issue because now
Yeah.
you bumping heads because this person don't want to talk, but this person don't want to talk because you said something to trigger
Right.
them to make them shut down.
Right.
And so I see it all the time, and you see so many relationships end like just because you don't want to talk. You
And
have to talk.
It could be.
It's the-
Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna
We'll
get
get
into
there. I will get. Look, I'm
we
jumping.
gonna get
I'm
into it.
jumping.
Okay, okay. All right, the last question. Your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible to physically cheating, but thought of you and came home. What's the first thing you say to them?
Nigga.
No.
What? What you want me to say? Thank you? Like,
Right.
What?
I have questions. Like
Like,
who
what you
is she?
mean?
Where did you meet her? Why did you want to cheat?
So you want to know
what's-
who, what, when, where, how,
where,
and why.
And then
Exactly.
what's going on with us?
Yeah.
For you to even think about, like, I might want to cheat right
Because
now.
Did we
sometimes-
talk about this before?
Yeah. Like,
Has it come up before?
Were we,
What?
Or
were we
is this
talking
out
about
the
doing a
blue?
threesome and you went without me?
Did
Like,
you
like,
tell me?
oh,
Did
this
you
is
tell me
good.
we were not
What's going on?
satisfied? What
Yeah.
was going on?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would have questions. I don't want him to feel like he can't come to me if he
Yeah.
if he needs to. So if he felt comfortable enough to come to me before it happened, hopefully, right? Hopefully, before it happened, and thought enough of me to say, babe, man, I got way too drunk. And I got about dead close to her nipple, and I was
First of all, nigga, if you
about
not
to put it
controlling
in,
yourself when
and
you
I was
drunk-
about to put it in, but then you know what? I said, Lord, I got a whole family at home, and
Well,
I can't
guess
do
what?
it.
You're
And
not
then
drinking
I'm going to
anymore.
say there is an underlying issue because there was no reason for you to be getting excessively drunk, or is it?
Ladonna,
So let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out because you ain't gonna be that calm. Well, maybe you.
But
might
you know,
be.
I'm about to say, you know me at
Maybe
this
you
point.
might
I
be.
am a little calm. You know, I'm
I'm
just
speaking for myself. 'cause
Yeah.
I ain't gonna- I ain't
I'm
gonna
a
be that
little calm because
Mm-hmm.
I shut down. I
Yeah.
don't like to.
You don't like confrontation?
Yes, at all. So I'm
I'm
gonna.
all in your grill. Wait a minute.
We gonna conflict,
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah, I'm
We
that girl. I'm like,
conflicting over here.
okay, I'm gonna just.
You
do
passive
me.
aggressive.
She really is
Very
passive-aggressive.
passive aggressive.
Very.
Yeah, and that's probably what ticks my poor husband off. Child, he a Cancer. He be like, I be like, nigga, shit.
It is what it is
Like,
at this
what's
point.
up? Like, you gonna
What we gonna
calm
do now?
down?
What you want to do? You
What we
wanna-
gonna eat?
I mean,
like, I'm hungry.
period.
Okay.
I mean, I was thinking some chicken wings, but if you don't want to go to Jay's, where you want to
French
go?
fries.
You gonna have an attitude then.
I mean,
No,
what?
nigga, you answer these questions that I have
Right.
for you.
Right, I love that. That was such a great game. I love that.
It
The conversation was
was.
dope.
Look, I want to highlight. I know we're doing Women's History Month because we came off of Black History Month, and
Yep.
we always highlight like dope women
Yep.
and for our Black History. But for Women's History Month, I do want to highlight little Yara Shahidi.
Will you hear me?
I love
That is
me
my
some
girl.
Yara.
I was like,
I know. So from Blackish to
Yes.
Grownish,
Yep.
and now
To Harvardish.
Harvardish. So shout out to
Yes.
Yara because
Shouts
she just
out.
posted that she completed
Completed.
a 136 page thesis
Yep.
for her undergrad. Shouts out to you, girl.
That's something I had to do for my graduate degree.
right.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
you know, she
That was
she in a,
undergrad?
that was
Yes.
she
Ain't
at
that
Harvard,
crazy?
girl. She
Oh,
at another
wow.
level.
Ain't that crazy,
Yes.
girl?
Another level.
Harvard would have got me at sophomore.
Hello.
Look,
Freshman.
this ain't for me. This ain't for me.
This ain't
First
for
of all,
me.
you come from a father who is like an amazing I don't know, I think he's a videographer,
Mm-hmm.
but I know he did a lot of stuff for Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother is an amazing
Oh yeah, she's
talented,
so smart, so intelligent,
smart, beautiful individual.
Mhm.
So you come from good stock.
very good.
And
stock.
you're an actress. You don't have to go to Harvard.
No.
But you decided to take the academia route
Yeah.
Mhm.
and go to Harvard.
Yeah.
And thug it out like everybody else
Yeah,
does and
yeah,
work like
yeah.
everybody else does. So
I
shout out
love
to
it.
Yara. I
I
love
just
her.
love. She is like the person that you wanted to be at her age.
I know.
Rather
So
than we were in the
self-confident.
club
Yeah.
and you
I
know
wanted to be
twerking. You know, like our alter ego really wanted to be that super smart girl that
Yeah.
just like. I mean, we got our
You're
degrees,
beautiful.
Yeah.
You're brilliant.
right? We got, but it was some time.
Look.
We was like,
You
I
dealing with this
don't
nigga.
but yeah, she's so sure of herself at such a young age, and I think that's so
Yes.
dope. That's
Yeah.
why
Yes.
she is our dope girl of the week.
Yes.
what's up.
So shout out to Yara for our Women's History Month highlight.
That is what's up.
Gotta love a little.
136 pages. Girl, I could not.
Could never, would never. You understand me?
Come on.
Would never.
Would never.
And this coming from the woman with the masters,
Baby,
with
no.
the licenses.
Ain't no way.
I got a master's too, and I'm
But
not
you
doing
trying to get your
it.
PhD,
I didn't
baby?
have
You
to
gotta
do
have
that.
to do that thesis.
I know. When with the PhD, it's a dissertation. You got to write.
Oh, you do
Yes.
have to do
Yeah,
this.
you do.
You gotta write a whole book.
I know.
Or a dissertation.
I know. That's why I said I'm thinking about it.
Okay,
I'm
we're gonna
just
put it in the
thinking.
air.
Yeah.
What you got for hot topics, girl?
Girl, you sent me something about Chloe. So what was your? I'm gonna let you talk about Chloe because you know I love me some Chloe.
Little Chloe. What did I send you about Chloe? Let me see what I sent you about Chloe because her and what's his name? Lamar. I mean, not Lamar.
But did you see what Lamar Odom was like? I don't know. He was on some type of show with Cynthia Bailey, and he said that.
Big Brother.
Oh, okay, yes.
He was having dreams about her. And
yeah,
everything.
and he was like he just messed up a great thing. He really did because what I've noticed about Chloe is she's a very submissive woman. She
Yeah.
really wants. She's a one woman's man or one man's woman.
Yeah.
And she really wants to be in a relationship and committed. And
Right.
it sucks that she keeps getting with assholes.
Right. And you know what? The thing that I sent you is that she had put out this statement that people always think it's the woman's fault in a relationship why it doesn't work with their significant other when something goes wrong. And I really feel like people always try to demonize the woman. Like, what did you do wrong? Like, what did you not give him? How did you not support him? That has nothing to do with the woman.
It has nothing to do with the woman.
Absolutely nothing to do with the woman. What do you think, Charlie?
Some
From
men-
a therapeutic, what therapeutic? Therapy? Come on,
therapeutic
therapy.
standpoint. Therapeutic standpoint. Some men they just don't get it. Like
Right.
they just don't want to do right.
Mhm.
And you know, they pick and prey on women who they see really want something or that they see that they'll do anything to make sure that they keep a man. And so they have a really, I like to call it a talent almost because you know which woman to pick.
Yes.
You know which woman to go after of. And she wants a relationship so bad, so she
So
gonna do whatever
bad.
she need to do. And she gonna take whatever it is just because
Yeah.
she want it.
And they're
And-
going to
and her-
manipulate that situation.
Right. And her insecurities are really shining through her life. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's a beautiful woman at this point.
At this
Okay, she was
Because
always
she-
because I love Chloe, man. She got the best personality out of all of them. But
I think
her
she sees her
personality
old
wasn't
self.
enough. Yeah, she definitely sees herself.
her old self.
Right. That's
and
what I'm
not
saying.
This manufactured.
Yeah. No, she when she
beauty
looks
that
in the mirror,
she's
she
become.
fortunately, and I'm glad she still sees that person because that person was beautiful. I love that person.
Yes.
When I looked at the Kardashians, and yes, I was a Kardashian Dashian fan. Right. She was my favorite. I mean, I was like, Kim, she cool.
I like Chloe.
Courtney,
and
I like Courtney. But Chloe was everything. Like, she made it.
Yeah.
And, I hate that she felt like she just couldn't
stand up, maybe?
To them. Like, when it came to being a Kardashian, she just felt like an outsider. You know what I'm saying?
With the looks and the body and everything. I think they struggle with that. But you know who I haven't seen much of lately? Because homegirl, Kylie, like...
She got another baby. She a billionaire.
No, not even Kylie. Kendall.
Oh, okay.
Kendall.
I haven't seen Kendall.
Kendall, like, you know
Wasn't she with a black man too?
Kendall said, "Look, y'all
I think that was a requirement to be a Kardashian.
Have a black man.
Have a black man.
Damn, all of them had a black man.
Well, except Courtney. Courtney said, "F y'all, I'ma stick with my white man." Shucks, I'ma stick with him.
Kim went back to the white man. She went back to Pete.
Girl, she said Kanye, so she can't get right with black men. One of them wasn't making enough money. I think that's what really happened with the first marriage. Or the second marriage, because she got married first before the basketball player, right?
The little light bright,
right? So I think that was her second marriage, because her second marriage. The first marriage was like, yes, it was like super short.
Okay, yeah.
Then she got married to the second guy. That was short. But Kanye really surprised us.
Yeah.
She may need to stick with like black men. Like,
because black men. They need some structure.
You know what I'm saying? Structure. Look, so you remember I sent you a video. This black woman. First of all, she had some mules on her feet. Like that's so what she did was she let her man leave and go to the gym. And she got dressed. You ever been in?
No, she had on some Sperry's on.
Some Sperry's or something, right? So you ever been in a situation where some shit's going on with your man, and you can't even, your soul won't even let you rest.
Won't let you rest.
Can't feel it.
Ooh, you can tell with what she had on. Her soul would let her rest.
She was over. Gym.
Yes, she went to the gym and was looking over this man
like 15 minutes,
and then had the audacity to tell the other man,
But you know what?
This my business.
Because they know better than to mess with an angry black woman. You know what I'm saying? They say you fuck that shit.
You got it.
You got it.
And my thing is, how you don't feel it?
You don't feel that.
You ain't got no intuition. You ain't got nothing.
Men don't have that intuition. I'm sorry.
No cares in the world.
Men don't have that intuition. Let me tell you something. Story time.
They think they do, but they don't.
Story time. Okay. I had this feeling in my gut that my ex was messing around on me. Mm-hmm. It was a feeling in my gut. Mm-hmm. I was sleeping in my bed one night. It was early in the morning. Some says, get up, grab your keys, and go. Mm-hmm. I got up, grabbed my keys, and started driving. Literally, just straight drive. Saw his ass coming from somewhere he wasn't supposed to be.
Period.
Followed him.
No.
Okay. He didn't even know I was behind him.
How you
and the story gets hot.
I mean, I kept a good distance because I'm smart. I had to keep a good distance. And then I pulled up. He brought this girl to his mama house.
Oh,
this was a while ago. And the thing about his mom house, like you pulled up into her driveway, it was a gravel driveway. So you heard somebody else coming behind you. So when they got out the car, they looked. He saw me. Both of them niggas ran inside. I was like, you motherfucker. I'm banging on the door. She lived in a townhouse. The lady on the side of the next townhouse, she opened the door. She in her robe. It's probably like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. She looked at me. She said, baby, I understand. She said, I'm just trying to sleep. I said, I looked at her.
Mind your business.
I didn't even say nothing. That lady, she did.
Never mind.
Look, she closed that door. And I'm just like, motherfucker. He had my extra car keys. He threw my car keys from the window. I had my intuition told me this nigga was fucking around.
Get up and go.
And go.
But men don't have that.
Men don't have that.
They know that their intuition is I'm fucking up, so she gotta be doing.
She gotta
something.
be doing something.
They just guilty. That's all that is.
Yeah.
They guilty.
They're trying to justify that shit.
Right.
I figured you were doing
I
something,
figured.
so
I
I
knew.
went ahead and want the wound. Like
I got a
They
head of it.
horrible, man. They are horrible. But
Baby,
that's
bad.
so crazy. That's so
Look,
crazy.
okay, so let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
What do you feel about Jussie Smollett
Girl.
and his 150-day sentence, plus his statement saying that if something happened to him,
he's not suicidal.
I'm not suicidal.
But did you see the
He
man in the
himself.
corner? He was like, this nigga.
This nigga,
Damn.
nigga, really?
This nigga.
I really didn't think they was gonna give him jail time, but
I didn't either.
This came out of nowhere.
But I think it was just to
There she
make
go.
a yo,
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
homegirl in the gym.
I ain't even see the sparrow.
Yes, the Sperry's. Look how she dressed.
You
she
know she
pulled
came.
whatever. She pulled her hair back. She said she ain't need to get it in her face.
I don't know
Look
if
at her. She got
somebody
her hands
warned
on her
her.
knees.
Somebody warned her, or her intuition set her off.
I seen the
Look at
tweet
his
of-
stomach,
of-
but he in the gym.
that's a mess.
Nigga, that's why she followed him.
Yeah, because you ain't been doing nothing
You
in
ain't been
that
doing
gym.
nothing in good 3 months, and you still got that belly, nigga. Come on.
Oh, no, she said. Shh, shh, shh. I seen that she said that she ended up leaving him. They've been together for 7 years.
and she left.
She
him.
left.
What? Okay, so did she ever say what?
Okay,
she
so
She
found?
never said it.
The follow up was he ran out the gym behind her because when she left, someone told him.
Yeah.
He ran out. And then her follow up was after 7 years, she knew her worth. She let him go.
I know that's.
Yes,
So
she
she
should.
saw some shit.
Yes, she did, and that wasn't her first time.
Oh,
either.
hell no. She knew. That's
And you,
why she got
have
in.
y'all ever found
She got that
some,
pea coat on.
Man, have y'all ever found some messages or was reading something that your man did and your heart started palpitating and you don't know whether to like do I go jump on this or do I
What do
keep
I
reading
do?
or do I keep
Because he
reading?
really telling his
My
niggas.
hand starting to shake. Let me go
Ooh,
ahead and
man,
take a picture
my
while I'm
stomach's
here.
starting to turn.
Because he really telling his niggas something that ain't worth nothing.
No,
He just like,
no, I'm saying when you actually find something
oh, I ain't never found
and
that.
be reading, you be like, what?
But you know, they say if you go looking, you better be
You gonna find
prepared.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do when you find something?
Yeah, I don't be wanting to look. Just
I'll be looking.
God
No
gonna
more.
have to. He'll have to wake me up out my sleep. He'll have to like
See, I woke up out
nudge
my sleep
me.
and I nudged
Yeah,
her.
I don't want to go look and that ain't my ministry. I don't have that much patience in my life.
Not no more.
No, not no more. Yeah. You got anything else?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, so I do want to ask you.
Mhm.
So you know, Chris Brown has been accused of so many egregious things before, right?
Poor Chrissy.
I know. I mean,
I love
he
Chris
had his
Brown.
thing with.
I'm sorry.
I'm not even gonna bring it up because it was so
Riri.
long. Yeah, I know, and I just hate that because
Yeah.
I love me some Ree and I love.
Yeah,
me
and
some
I think
Chris.
they loved each other. That's why I hate it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So you know, this lady was trying to sue Chris Brown for some millies because she claimed sexual harassment or sexual assault, right?
Right.
So now he came out with a recording of her saying that she just wanted the dick, and it wasn't sexual assault.
Right.
Her attorney dropped out. Now the case is dropped. But it's like, how do you feel about women who accuse men of sexual assault when we know that a lot of times it's false?
Yeah.
And it's
Say I'm
Like, why you
scared, boy. That's scared. You said I'm. Y'all know we in 5 points. Well, we in Isley.
Oh, come on with the gunshots now.
He ain't never been on time with no goddamn.
Give me a warning.
But yes, that is so crazy.
So I saw Lil Duval said, so if Chris Brown didn't have those tags, y'all would have automatically took the woman's side, in which we often do. Like, we do want to
Yeah.
believe women, but we also know that
It happens a lot.
it happens a lot that they do lie. They
Yeah.
lie for clout. They lie for financial gain. They lie for popularity because we know we live in such a salacious social media world, right?
Right,
Where
right.
people want to be instant famous or just want to be in the media.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, how do you feel about that? Like, when people falsely accuse people of like rape or some just terrible accusation that they haven't been capable of or they weren't capable of. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, women who do that.
I think that. Go ahead.
Come on, Charlie.
I think they need to be held accountable. For
Definitely.
lying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have some type of charges pressed against you because now you
Right.
did defamation of character. You know, like, and then you talking about Chris Brown, like. Chris Brown,
Right.
and you already
Chris
know
Brown.
he's had this background, so it's easier for the audience to believe it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So she need to be held accountable.
She
too.
does.
I really
So
feel
what
like-
does held accountable look like to y'all?
You either go to jail or some financial gain. I know you don't have the finances, so
Right.
you need to be in prison.
That's just like T.I.
Put my tax dollars to work, because don't do that to that man, because that's his livelihood.
Right,
You're putting
right.
my livelihood at jeopardy.
Right.
I'm an entertainer. People come to me because they think I'm this wholesome guy, or maybe not even wholesome, but I'm this particular person, but you're making me out to be something else that I'm not.
That I'm not. Right.
Right.
That's kind of like the whole T.I. and Tiny thing. Like, do y'all believe that they were
Drugging people
Yes.
or
like, because in my head, just right there
you
in the
ain't gotta
middle,
do that.
they ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know how many women would be like, T.I., Tiny?
I'm down
Cool.
for the count.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Cool.
what you know about
I want to
that?
see what you doing anyway.
Right.
She look like she a freak. So let's see what's going on.
Does
You know what I'm
Tiny
saying?
look like she a freak?
She do.
to you? Yeah, I
she
think
does. She does.
yeah.
I mean, to be with T.I., we all know how T.I. is
I
sex
don't.
crazed.
I don't.
I think he's, you know,
Do you?
yeah. I think he's one of those guys that, like, if
He been having it since he was young.
since he was young,
So, and then
and getting a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But she kind of was like, she be on it. Like, I guess they said
That's my girl.
She is not. She is
on
not.
the phone no more. So
Huh?
what's going on with that? So she's not a
No,
friend
because
anymore.
you know, because she says that T.I. really harasses her. Like, he's been harassing her ever since.
So do you think that's true?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do.
He looks like
Yeah.
a narcissistic.
Bitch, if you don't shut your
Yeah.
fucking ass up.
And she said that he would call her to help and like just
Yes.
very degrading to her. I believe that.
Yeah, he
can
said
believe
she
that.
said she was getting on the plane one day, or she had gotten on the plane and she was in first class.
Yep.
And he was walking in, and he was like, "Oh, they let the help in first class in
Like,
front of
bitch.
other people," and she said she just kind of like went down in her seat because she was so embarrassed.
Yeah. I believe
Yeah,
it.
he
That's
looks
not
like a butthole, and only a person like Tiny can stay with that. Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
gone
what
for
does
a
that
minute though
mean?
with Mayweather.
She was. I
Oh, she was.
mean,
Mayweather
Mayweather
almost had her ass. He almost had her.
But
T.I.
you
didn't
know,
want them problems.
but what happened was T.I. was like, you know, he stood up. You don't know about me.
Nah,
He
I
ain't
just
want
think
no problems.
they got too much
History.
connection and kids.
Fuck that history, man.
They got too many kids.
That man ain't
That's
got that
true.
many kids. Both of them rich. Both of them rich. It's not he rich or
Floyd
she
is
rich.
richer.
Both
Both.
of them are rich.
Floyd is richer.
No, I thought you were talking about T.I. and Tiny.
Well, I am talking about T.I. and Tiny, because they have so many kids together. They have so much history together.
Man, bump that. Most people don't get divorced. We're gonna talk about this, but most people don't get divorced because it's cheaper to keep her.
It's cheaper to keep her. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about.
That is true.
If you, it is true. Okay, do you have anything else? Okay, so Ryan Coogler. Did you see what happened with Ryan Coogler and Bank of America?
I
Charlie?
didn't.
Did you? Oh,
Is this the producer
yes.
who wrote
What
the note for
happened?
$12,000?
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
so Ryan Coogler is Black Panther fame, right?
Yeah.
So he's in Atlanta shooting the sequel to Black Panther. We live in such a time where people hungry. We're starving out here in these streets.
In
Okay?
these streets. I mean, gas prices
Gas,
are a whole
girl,
GPA right now.
You know what I'm
You know what I'm saying? 4.0. They passed the 4.0. You feel me?
Look, I filled up on 6 gallons because I wanted to top it off because I was going to Costco. I was
Girl.
already there, so I was like, okay, it ain't even close to halfway.
You still put 40 in your tank.
First of all, on any regular day,
Mm-hmm.
I fill my tank up with premium for less than $32. 6 gallons cost me almost $26.
Wow.
Nigga.
Mine is 80, almost 90.
Oh, look, I'm not even gonna ask
Dollars?
what we put in that truck.
US.
Oh, because she got
dollars.
a whole infinity truck.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
And I'm not even asking to what he put in this truck.
yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. I'm
Ryan
sorry.
Coogler.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we living in an age. So he wrote a note on the back of a deposit slip. He wanted $12,000 cash from his account. He gave the ID. He gave his PIN code. He gave everything. But the teller, who was black,
Yeah.
she called her manager, and both called the police on him because they thought it was suspicious because he came into the bank with a mask during the pandemic.
Hello.
Right.
Requested $12,000 in cash on a note, a deposit slip, because niggas.
Right.
I don't want to just say,
And
let me
he
get
in that-
$12,000.
Right, and you in Atlanta.
Right.
Like, nobody's going to be like, let me get $12,000 out my deposit.
Okay, so this is what I think.
He got arrested.
He got arrested?
Okay, so he got arrested. The police came, he got arrested, and he was detained. He had a panic attack and everything. And when I saw the surveillance and when I heard the surveillance, it brought real anxiety upon me because I'm like, man, that could really be my son.
Right.
That could be my husband. That could be my
Right.
brothers. That could be any black man that I love that's really just trying to get some money out of their account
Right.
and go about
Do
their
the
business.
everyday.
Yes. He asked the officer, he was like, man, can you take my mask off or can you do this because I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack. Because they profiled him
Yeah.
Instantly.
instantly.
Wow.
Like, just imagine that would be your husband.
So wait. What you're saying is she didn't even go to the account to see if he had $12,000 in his
She didn't look it up. She went straight to her manager, and then the manager, I'm guessing, I don't know what happened in between time, but her and the manager collectively called the authorities and said that it was suspicious that a man coming to the bank with a mask
Duh.
gave his ID,
Right.
and she confirmed that he gave his ID. I
Right.
don't think she even like solidified who he was. And he was like, when the officers came, he was like, dude, like, you can grab my badge, you can see who I am, and like just work with
Right.
me.
Right.
And just let me say,
Try to
if I'm
figure it
finna
out.
rob a bank, I'm finna get more than $12,000.
No, I'm not gonna write a note for $12,000.
Can I at least pay my student loans off?
No,
I
And
need
I'm not gonna give you my
$100,000
ID.
just for that.
I'm not about to give you my ID.
No.
So a lot of people had a problem with the teller, which I really
Yeah.
do too, because you did not. He gave you every identifiable piece of information that he
Yeah.
gave you his PIN code to.
Yeah.
He gave you his debit card. He gave you his ID. He gave you everything.
Wow. Somebody take her black card right now.
Somebody
Period.
really needs to
Revolt.
take her black
You
card.
know the internet
And
is
she was a nigga.
some serious. We gonna find her
Revolt.
profile.
Oh, she canceled already.
Canceled. She can't even come to the picnic no
No,
more.
no, she
No.
can't. But I thought that was such an unfortunate incident for him, and I mean it sucks,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's
crazy.
what us.
That's what we have to deal with.
That's what we have to deal with, and that's what our black men have to deal with.
And we shouldn't have to
unfortunately.
deal with nothing like that. Like,
We should.
especially, he looks like an upstanding guy. It would not be different if if they were profiling a man that looked or appeared to be a hoodlum or someone that pants were sagging. That doesn't make it any better. But you would be like, I mean, you did look like a hoodlum going into the bank asking them for $12,000. It does look a little suspicious, but no, this man looks like a upstanding guy.
But it's like, do your due diligence.
Diligence, absolutely.
First. Like,
Right.
do your job.
Investigate.
Your job.
Do
That's
your
it.
job.
What
first.
Kim say? Y'all get up and do your damn job. She got crucified for that.
She did.
Okay, I love Kim, right? I gotta give that disclaimer.
Okay.
I do. I love Kim, but you come from a totally different upbringing.
Right.
So your your 24 hours of
Working.
working is different from my 24 hours
Right.
of working, right?
You have help. You have assistance. You have.
You got
This and that.
connections that I couldn't. I'm not gonna say could never because that's a lie. I will one day.
You get.
Right. Have. But you got connections like right at your front door. Like anything you want is right there. It's much
Right.
easier for your 24 hours of work to get you further than my 24 hours of work.
Right.
Like my 24 hours of work look like me hustling and struggling and putting feet to the
Taking care of
pavement for
kids
real,
without
for
a
real.
nanny.
But your 24 hours looks like, oh my God.
Somebody
They-
massage me.
They put mayo on my sandwich. Oh my God. You know,
my
it's
masseuse-
different.
My masseuse didn't massage my toes.
Yeah. Get up and get off your ass and work. No, Kim. Like, no. That was not. Like, we had your back.
working.
We got your back when it come to Kanye because what we ain't gonna do is let a black man just mentally, emotionally, physically abuse you, right? But
not the physical.
girl, I don't know. He
Did it
getting
get that
close
far?
because they what they say in church. If he steal, he'll kill. If
Hello.
he kill, he.
Hello.
Right. So I mean, I'm just saying, but no, Kim. That would be a no. How you good on that, or
I'm
how
good
you
on
feel
that,
about
girl.
that?
Look, I works. Okay.
You know, and we work daggum hard just to get
Hard.
where we are. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot more for us to even get noticed.
I'm just
You
trying
can
to
have
buy
a freaking
gas money.
If I have a sex tape, ain't nobody checking for my sex tape.
Right.
You know.
Well, wait, hold up.
In
They
Fairfield,
might.
they might. You know how Fairfield. Yeah, she gonna get around Fairfield. You better say that. But it ain't gonna get around the world. I'm not getting like rich
Right.
off of making a sex tape.
Hey, you never know in this day and age. This
mean-
social media age. That was before social media.
If it's the game, I'll definitely make a sex
I
tape.
know you will.
I'll lose it. I'll lose it all over the game. I'm just kidding.
Let's get into this topic.
Absolutely,
Dang.
man. We have a clinical expert here, and we want to get some things. We want to talk about some things that we talk about all the time, and it's just in our opinion.
Yeah.
But we want to get some factual, factual. Yes. Come on, TLC. Hey, you so silly. So, I mean, we really want to dig into the family aspect, not just necessarily black families, but
Black families.
but
Black families.
but
for me.
black,
got a different
black,
culture.
black,
200.
blickety black, you know,
We got a
black
different
family.
culture.
Yeah, we need to dig into our culture and figure out why we're having so many issues with couples and marriages not making it, especially in this generation. What's just going on? Why do we think so many black marriages end? And what are some ways that our black women that go with the kids or black men that go with the kids, how can we as people cope with the divorce? So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. We'll hand it over to Miss Charlie.
Okay. Well, you know, as a marriage and family therapist, I think systemically. So I look at the whole system that we're operating in. And one of the first questions that I ask my clients is, you know, I guess y'all already talked about this before you got married. So what was your expectations when you went into the marriage? And then you have people look like,
But
But
you know
did
they
they?
changed.
No.
Because I didn't.
I did.
I have a lot of couples who did not talk about expectations before they got married. And now you're in situations where you was thinking in your mind, like, well, I expected him to do this and I expected her to do that. But did you talk about it?
Okay, so let me tell you this. Me and my husband talked about expectations before we got married. But we've been together for 12 plus years. We'll be married for 9 years in June. Those expectations change.
I agree with that.
So it's like, how do you, I guess, revisit those expectations when they change?
You know, have y'all seen the new Madea movie? The one just came
No.
out
I
on
haven't
Netflix?
yet. I haven't yet.
If y'all watch it, she talks about this thing where she says when you marry somebody, you have to marry all of the different people that comes with them.
Yeah.
And the daughter's looking like, what do you mean? And she said, because the person that you marry today is going to be different than the person in 10 years, in 20 years. So you have to be able to collectively marry everybody that comes with it.
But the problem is, like, you don't know who they're gonna be,
And that's what happens because
Peekaboo, nigga, I see
right? I see you.
you. Okay.
God damn, that's the peekaboo. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I cut you off. You go ahead.
Because change is what happens, and it's
Right.
hard for people to adjust to change. You're gonna go through having multiple kids. You could potentially go through somebody losing their job. You're gonna go through a death of a parent, of a sibling. A lot of these things are gonna happen throughout the marriage, and you don't realize cognitively. You don't realize how much you're changing, and when you're changing, it's affecting your partner,
Right.
which is thus affecting your kids and people
Right.
up under you. You know, so. And a lot of times people just don't realize that whenever I went into this marriage, I really had to put forth that, you know, things are going to change. They're going to adapt.
You know what? That's so like crazy that you say that. When you get into a marriage, when something changes, your partner is going to have to acclimate to you. Because I remember when, like, we've been married for so long and nothing had ever happened in our relationship that would change the dynamic.
Right.
But when my mom got sick, it changed the dynamic because, like, I need you for support because, like, I don't know what to do.
And my attention has to be not
shift.
only where it was
Yes.
over here, but now I need some of that attention
Yes.
to be over here, and I need you to be okay with that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that is definitely that's some. I never even thought about that. You know, ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Like the light bulb went off.
It
Girl.
did.
And
It really did
yeah.
because that's so important.
Yeah.
Because you may talk about things that are important in a relationship, but you never know what is really important until it happens.
Until it happens.
Until it
Exactly.
happens. Yeah.
And now you're trying to figure out, how do I adapt to what's happening right now? How
Right.
do I change? And recently I've been talking to my couples about, we all just went through this this time with the pandemic. None of us seen it coming. How did you adapt to the pandemic? How did you adapt to remote?
Yeah. Some people did
did you
adapt
adapt?
well, and some people
Did.
made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, things definitely changed from your job, your environment,
Your everyday life.
your everyday life, and
Right.
you had to adapt. It wasn't easy,
Right.
but you did
Exactly.
it.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's really good. Like that is depicts marriage in its rawest form. Like it's always a constant change. It's always constantly adapting to your mate, your partner, because what I've learned is you guys do not evolve at the same time.
Correct.
No.
You don't progress at the same time. You don't change at the same
And
time.
that's such a common misconception
Yeah.
that we have to grow
Together.
and evolve together.
That's the thing.
We
right?
are not going to grow and evolve together. And it's going to be a tug of war
Yeah.
because I'm going to grow and evolve before you or vice versa.
Right.
And
A
if
lot of times it's the women first.
it's
Yeah,
always the
definitely.
women first.
Definitely.
Women mature more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's proven.
So
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
It's
sorry.
crazy
That's
that
okay.
you say
No, that's
that.
fine.
So the women change, or the women progress first. What do you see? What are those changes in the men in the relationship? Like how are they handling that change?
Not good.
Not good.
No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
not good. One thing that is very common that we see is the libido, the sex drive.
Yeah.
That changes, and a lot of times we see women, it decreases over time. It just depends for the woman, but a lot of times I've seen it decrease. It's like, I'm good. Like, we can have sex once a week or once next week and we good. But he's like, I'm a man. Like, I need it. And so that's hard for them to have those conversations when that libido drops, or vice versa, when it increases and the other partner can't keep
Yeah.
up.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
Because
wait a
ours
minute.
drop 1st
Uh-huh.
and then it goes
Mine
up
ain't
when
never
there's
dropped.
A lot of women do.
Yeah.
A lot of women have
Yeah.
a drop in libido.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's
Because-
normal though.
And we talked about this. We talked about different stages in a woman's life
Yeah.
because you might be raising children. You might be at a certain
Exactly.
point where you have to take care of the kids and the kids' needs over your own or over the marital needs because it's instinctual for you to do that. Right? And I'm at a different point in my life, but still, like, that doesn't mean that I'm like this sex craved individual who's always thinking about sex because I don't have to have the children to think about, but there are other things to think about within the dynamic of the marriage that does not necessarily have to focus on like the sexual aspect.
But I mean, being a therapist, I'm sure is probably one of the big, between that and money, it probably is two of the biggest forms that that can build a wedge between couples.
100%. And then upon the both of those is communication.
Ooh.
That's what's gonna hit harder because in order to even get to the sex, in order to get to the money, we gotta talk first.
Yeah.
And we're not talking. That's
So
what I
how
was
open do you think Black men are talking about their feelings and communicating with their partners? They're not.
It
We
be
got
like
a Black
pulling
man in the
teeth.
building. He said, "Did you say?"
I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
You're
I'm it's the other way around.
and that happens, but more times than not, like in session, I'm like, okay, like we're gonna talk about feelings. We're gonna have to open up a little bit about that. And they like, man, hell no. I ain't talking like, you know what I mean? It happens because Black men are raised to be providers, to stand strong. Like we don't cry, we don't show no weakness, all of that. And so they bring that into their marriage and they realize like you got a wife, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be open with her. But it gets tricky because it's like all I know is to be hard.
Okay, so you say that. And I made it a very intentional thing for me, raising a Black son, to be vulnerable about how you feel with the person who you're with. Because even when he was little, I've always been vulnerable with him about my feelings, and I've always let him know to be vulnerable about his feelings. Because I don't want him to feel like, don't let anybody say that. I'm like, okay, so you can cry. Don't cry because your shoestring came untied. You know what I'm saying? Cry because it's an emotion that you feel because you're feeling something real in the moment.
Right.
But don't feel ashamed of that either. Like I never wanted him to feel like he can't be emotional as a young Black man and he can't show emotion.
I'm so glad that you're doing that because you got so many moms out here who like, man, you're a boy. Stop crying. Stop all that crying. Suck it up. Suck it up. Like, and that just teaches them to not show that emotion. It's teaching them that when you're sad, that's a bad thing. When it's not, because all emotions are real emotions.
Real
emotions,
right?
Exactly. We human.
Right.
How do you feel about when, your partner showing emotions? Like your man
I love
showing
it.
emotions.
Show me.
Crying.
Show me, baby.
Crying and all of that. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how much you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you always cry, nigga.
Like, nigga.
Yeah.
Come on.
We don't watch The Notebook for 12 times already.
Right.
You cry
again.
Come on now.
Right.
But if you are, that makes me feel like you're comfortable enough with me. You trust me to be vulnerable, to be open, to let your guard down with me. So that turns me up.
It does. And it's so crazy that you say trust because I think, personally, this is just an opinion because I'm nowhere near an expert, you guys. So I think that another reason that marriages are ending is because with communication, there comes trust. And if you don't have trust within a marriage, it kind of shut one or the other one or both down. Right. You know what I'm saying? They can't really communicate like they need to or don't want to. They can't. Walls won't be let down.
You don't trust me. I know you don't trust me.
I don't trust you with my heart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then I'm going to shut down because I know how you already feel about me.
Yeah. I can't trust that if I give you my heart that you're going to take care of it. You know what I mean? I can't give you all the love that I got and be super vulnerable with you as a woman, right? As a Black woman, you know how hard that is to be super vulnerable with a man and just let it all hang out.
And even as a Black man, to play the devil's advocate.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
We already know how they are with vulnerability. Yeah. So if they let us in and we shut them down, I feel like that is like a total meltdown for them.
Yes.
A total complete meltdown for them. Right. So I think we have to be careful about how we approach one another in our vulnerability.
Do you give tips or for your couples that are dealing with trust issues?
Trust is hard to work with. It's hard,
hard.
especially, and then you bring in infidelity. It's usually the one that breaks that trust.
Right.
And it's so
Right.
hard because you got some people who want to be like, in order for me to trust them, I'm gonna say him again
gotta
because
do
it
that.
happens. Yes, you have to. I want to see your phone. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. You just pouring gasoline on the fire.
Right.
Because trust is not going to allow you to veer into my personal life. It's going to allow you to let me have my personal life, and you say, you know what? Although you may have, I'm still going to. This is my gesture to show trust. I'm not going to ask to see your stuff because I trust you. Because you said you're not going to do this one thing again, or that you're not going to have this indiscretion.
And trust takes time.
It
It
does.
does, and it's going to take the tip that I would say is when you choose to start over, start over.
Start over.
Hit reset, and whatever happened in the past
Leave
is
it
done.
there.
Don't bring that up no more.
Now they
Don't
got
bring
to
it up
be the
again.
hardest
when
thing
when can you bring it up?
Never,
Ever.
ever again.
Even what about in the counseling session?
Well, yeah, if we're talking about it in counseling, we're
Okay.
going to talk about it. We're going
Uh-huh.
to dive into it. It is what it is. This is how you feel.
Believe it
Now
there.
that we're done talking about this, it's done.
It's done.
And we're going to
We
leave
burning
it there.
it.
That is a great idea. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And it
Like
was- yeah.
I like a counselor that shuts it down. Like
Right.
we have honed on this multiple times. Either you will forgive
or you won't.
or you won't.
Or you won't.
And if you're not going to forgive, then,
Yeah.
then why we still doing this?
Right.
And I have those tough conversations because you have some couples or, a partner of the couple who want to keep going. We beating a dead horse now.
I
honey.
mean that
It's either we gonna
worms
barbecue
coming out
or
of it.
mildew.
You
What
hear
we
me?
gonna do?
Okay, so we're talking about the positive aspect of marriage and relationships.
Right.
So let's talk about the negative aspects. So what if it does not work?
Mhm.
So how do you differentiate whether or not you should continue to work on your marriage or you should let it go?
Well, that's not up to me.
That's up to the person.
That's up to the couple. As your therapist, I make that very clear. I'm an advocate for marriages staying together.
I'm sure
However-
you've seen some instances where you like,
yeah, I'm getting there. However, if you choose to divorce, if y'all choose to go your separate ways, then I'm going to support that decision because obviously you the expert of your own life.
Right.
Now, what happens is now we have to shift from a couple. Sometimes people want to continue as an individual. Now we have to work on how do I transition to being a single man, a single woman, and what does that look like? Because if I've been married for 10 years, when I was single 10 years ago, it's different now being single 10
Absolutely.
years
Right,
later. So
right.
the environment, the world is different
It's
10 years
different.
later.
Yeah.
So we have to work on transitioning into embracing being a single person. And that's the hardest thing to do when you've known this family, this person, this child for 10 plus years.
I wonder what makes it. I know what makes it hard, but I wonder what makes it hard to transition from. For me, I've been with my husband for so long. Even when I'm mad as hell at him, I'm the woman that's like, "Can we go get some wings?"
right.
Like
You just
that
forget
Gemini,
all about it.
the Gemini comes out of me because like I get mad and then 2 minutes later it's gone.
Right.
But having to leave somebody that has been my person for so long, man,
It's like a death.
it's a death.
Yes,
that,
I'm glad you brought that up because it is
Yeah.
grief.
Yeah.
And-
It's grief.
And a lot of
Absolutely.
a lot of marriage and family therapists will kind of work with grief, in a sense, because you don't have to legitimately have somebody die,
Right.
But the fact that you're losing something that you care so much about,
Yeah.
it is a grieving process.
Your everyday routine.
It's different. Your kids waking up to see
kids,
mommy
yeah.
and daddy. It's different.
And I was just about to say, do you have where some families bring in their children to for this transition? Because it's not just a transition for the husband and wife, but it's a transition for the entire family.
Now, in my experience, just transparency, I've had one family that's done that.
Did you see success behind that?
Yes. And I'm
Okay.
saying yes because it was as successful as it could be with the time that we had. Because they didn't want to commit to a long term. They didn't want to have their kids in therapy for too long. And so I worked with the mom and the kids on, how can we still be a family. Daddy is still a part of my family. That's
Right.
still a part of my world. However, daddy doesn't live in the house anymore. And so it was hard on the mom to see her kids,
Yeah.
just be down and crying because I miss daddy. But she knows, and we talked individually, like, would you rather your children be raised in a household where mom and dad is fighting and cussing and fighting all the time?
Right.
Or would you rather your kids see you happy, mommy and daddy happy, and we can co-parent together?
Right.
And
Because
that's
it's like,
what I-
when do you choose you?
Exactly.
Not just the woman.
Right.
Man, when do you choose? When is it okay? Because I think it's preached that when you get married, we become one. And you have no individuality.
You are an
And,
individual,
and you're
baby.
supposed to forget, my name is Ladonna Shanice Hardy, right?
Hello.
Now it's Ladonna Hardy Allen.
Right.
But at first it was Ladonna Shanice Allen. Am I supposed to forget that person?
Absolutely not. And that's where a lot of people get lost too, is because I'm getting lost in being a wife or a husband. I'm getting lost in being mom or dad. But where are you at?
Right.
You know,
know
what do
what?
you like to do?
Not to cut you off, but
go ahead.
to say LaDonna grew up in a household where she had her mom and dad together. I grew up in a household where I did not. But at the same time, I also knew that my mom was an individual, so I always wanted to keep my individuality when
As
it
you
came
should.
to marriage. But I never knew how to navigate marriage. Not to say that I've never saw successful Black marriages in my families, because we have a lot of successful Black marriages in my family. My mom just was not married
Yeah.
like your parents were. So the fact that you say that, it like sparked something in me, because I'm like, I didn't see that growing up.
Well, you're doing a damn good job if nobody else has told you. I mean, because, and that's coming from a married woman. Like, when you, because when you've been married for so long, you're going to go through so many ups and
Yes.
downs, right? And sometimes those downs are, woo,
Down.
they in hell
Going
somewhere.
down. We gonna marry Jane.
They
I'm
coming
going down.
from hell somewhere,
Yes.
right? So when you are able to overcome those type of downs to get back to a place where you guys can continue to strive and thrive as a couple, and you're doing the work. That's what marriage is. It's not
Doing the
not
work.
the wedding. Even though
We still want
we
that wedding.
still
We
want
still want
it,
that wedding, 'cause
right?
we
You
ain't get
still-
our wedding. We put it out
we
the
do.
atmosphere.
Right. So even though you still want that wedding, right? You want that appearance, you want the looks, you want the family pictures, you want, it's so much
The real
more.
work comes into the marriage.
And sometimes the
Yeah.
real work happens when shit go all the way left.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
when
it's
you
gonna
choose
go
to
left.
fight.
Yeah, and you choose to fight. Man, that's
Yeah.
a great. And
You
you,
gotta-
choose to fight.
And that's what a lot of people realize. Like, I don't know what else to do. You got to make a choice.
Right.
Either you gonna fight or you're not. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do? And I can't make that decision for you.
Right.
And what I see is sometis people come in the door already had their decision
Gone.
made up.
You hear me? They mean gone.
I'm just here 'cause so I won't get fined.
You hear me? Man, I'm just glad to be
here.
in the service one more time, okay? Like,
So
I
you
mean,
gotta
and I can say,
choose.
I can be transparent and say that when me and my husband went to therapy, I think when I went into therapy, I might not have said to him that I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but I probably was, because
That's why you
mentally
go.
I was like drained.
Yeah.
I was drained, and I'm sure he was as well. But to be honest with you, his fight really kept me in.
That's good.
Yeah, so
Well,
and
that's
you
a
don't
good
really
thing.
see.
You don't.
You don't
You
really
see the women
that.
fighting.
Yeah.
Right. Even though, maybe his fight looked different than what I would have done, but I
He
think
fought.
He fought.
He fought,
And
yeah.
it made me fight.
Yeah.
It made me wake up one morning and it's like, look, Ladonna, God damn, what you gonna do?
What
What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's pretty dope. As far as knowing that shit gets rough, and what do you do when shit gets rough, right? And what do you think? What are some things that you've seen couples come in and have, and you say like, okay, look, it's rough right now, but
Right.
this is how you need to navigate around that.
Well, the one couple that's coming to my mind, which was my most successful couple, I just love this couple to death. But they came in and they said, we are ready to be divorced, but we are ready to work at this and keep going. Like, we want
So
this.
they weren't really ready.
No, they was
for
ready.
divorce.
But they
The
was
fact that they came
one
to her meant that they wanted a chance at their marriage.
And
Because
both
when you're
of them
ready,
was on the same page with it.
Yeah.
so and that's my thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna throw the divorce word around,
Yeah.
but the fact that we're wanting to do the work means that we want this relationship.
Exactly.
Right.
And me and Ladonna have talked about this a lot of times on this platform, that when you marry someone who comes from a completely different background than you come from, a completely different upbringing. Like, you are marrying someone who is not what you're used to, but you see something in them that makes you want to grow
Work
a
at it.
family, raise a family with them, and spend a lifetime with them.
Right,
Like,
right.
I
mean,
I'm glad you brought that up about
Yes.
different backgrounds,
I
because
love
what
that.
I do is I do these things called genograms,
Okay.
which are like detailed family trees, and I do them for both the husband and the wife. And we looked at all of the multi-generational patterns that are in this family, and we look at them and they're like, wait a minute, I ain't know divorce was high like that,
Right.
or substance abuse was high
Or
like
trauma.
that, or trauma was high like that. And
Right.
then I asked them, which one of these patterns are you bringing into your marriage right now?
all of the above.
And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I ain't even realize I was bringing all this stuff. Now you know. Now you know what type of patterns you're bringing into your marriage. What can you do differently to create your own tradition, to create
Right.
your own path?
Right.
And that's so important, like creating your own traditions and creating your own patterns as a family, because I can't expect my trauma to be his trauma,
yeah.
because he may not even have any come on, little Millie Rock.
Right.
He
That was
may
good.
not even have any. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I have some that he needs to, or I need to acclimate him into understanding me more.
And when you use the word trauma, a lot of people think that it has to be something just out of this water, blown out of proportion. But your trauma could be whatever your low was in your life. Just because that's what's traumatic to you. I mean, if it's not traumatic to me, doesn't mean it's not traumatic to you.
Perfect.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize, is just because I have a different perspective doesn't mean that your situation isn't important. It doesn't mean that it isn't valid. And so you have to talk to each other about, okay, even though this may not be as big of a deal to me as your partner, I trust you, I support you, and I'm here with you, and I'm going to make sure that whatever you need, I'll give it to you. And that's what makes a difference.
That's what needs to be
Yes.
said.
That's what
that's
communication.
Yes.
Yes.
Communication.
But you know, I,
Communication.
like I said, I've been married for a really long time, and those are things, little nuggets that I'm just now getting. You know, after COVID, because after this pandemic, I think everybody is like resetting their marriage or resetting their relationships if they're still with these people, because it really got rough. I don't know why it got rough. I think just the environment.
Well, I did a segment on 13 News Station, and I talked about how what was happening was we was going from, we spend 8 hours a day at work.
Yeah.
And then we come home, we cook dinner, and then maybe we'll spend an hour or two together watching TV, having family time.
That's true.
That switched when we went through the pandemic, because now I'm spending
all
24/7
of the
with this
time
one person. Like,
together.
and
I
I
ain't
realized
seen
that
you.
I really don't like you.
I don't fuck with you like that.
period. And so
You
now
know
we
what?
at odds.
You got a mole right on your left cheek. And
I don't
like that.
Why I ain't never seen that before?
Right.
And you be belching like that, and I don't like that shit.
Did you always snort it?
Right.
That's what happened. You started
Yeah.
to spend more time with each other when you were used to spending maybe
Less time.
You spend less time with each
Yeah,
other.
and LaDonna knows my dynamic with my husband, because I think everybody who knows us knows our dynamic. My husband and I work together. We work together. We work together, and we work together.
Right.
Like, we do everything together.
Wow.
But during the pandemic, we would get up, go train, work out together, go to the same job together, carpool home together. but
You
it was
hit the gunshots. Bah, bah.
Girl, I would have been
together.
There was a lot of silent rides.
no, it's fine. It's a lot of together, but at the same time, I moved here for him. I have no family here.
Yeah.
So my whole attachment was to him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And even when we were working together before before COVID, it was like a hamster wheel. It was just something that we did. Okay, we worked out, we trained. Okay, we see you. Bye. Get in the car, go home. I
Right.
cook, clean, kiss, for whatever.
Right.
We do the same thing. But when we were in the house together, we like, damn, like, do I really like you?
I don't know.
I don't know right now.
I'm really rethinking my whole life decisions at this point.
My whole life decisions at this point. But
Yeah.
it was such a good. I mean, as I hate the pandemic. I just hate it. But I really thought it was a good cleansing for us in our
That's good.
who are we together and who are we separate?
Right. Right.
Because we were just going through the motions at that point.
Yeah.
But when the pandemic came, we really had to sit down.
Yeah.
Like, do
And
I like you?
You're gonna go through that again when you get
Yeah.
older and you go through retirement.
Yep.
That's another time where you're gonna realize that I've been married to this nigga for 50 years and you get on my nerves.
Get on my
You
nerve.
get on my nerve. My kids,
I saw that with my
girl.
parents.
Mhm.
When my
Right.
dad retired, my mom was like, I can't take him. I cannot take him.
100%.
And they've been married at this point over 40 years.
And that
But
probably
at
was
that
a shock
time,
to you.
No.
No,
I
oh,
knew.
okay,
I
because
saw it.
you saw it before.
I said, "Whoo, child, you a good one." Because my dad's really he's not anal, but he's one of those people. Like, I'll just give it an example. Like, he's really churchy, you know, very Christian. We grew up in church, right? He's a minister. My aunt was the pastor. We open and close doors. We go clean the church. Like,
Yeah.
that was us, right? So on Sunday morning, he will wake the whole house up like clapping and like singing way off key. But like that's how we got woken up on Sunday mornings, right? So take that just a little bit of energy that he would give on Sunday morning, and he was off on Sunday, right? Now he off every day.
Every day.
Now
Now he doing this every day.
Every day. Like, he in everybody's business. Why you doing this? What is this?
Now you getting on my nerve, Daddy.
Yeah, you need to go back to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
my
so
dad
it's like
actually
that.
went back to work. He retired and he found him another job. He couldn't
Yeah,
take it. I said,
yeah.
"Aw."
So I think that is so true that when you retire, that's a whole nother shift in you
Yes.
guys.
So get ready for
Partnership.
that.
And
Yeah.
we call that
And
the
prepare
family.
for that.
Yeah, we call it the family life cycle. So every time the family will go through different life cycles. You're gonna go through newborn stages. You're gonna go through when your kids graduate out of college, out of high school.
Grandparent stage.
Grandparents. I think it's like 8 stages. I can't think of it right now. But every life cycle, you have to adapt. You have to transition. You have
Right.
to do something different because it's gonna be change. And that's when the life cycle starts over. That's when you see a lot of the people, a lot of the families knocking heads.
Right.
Because we've been used to, my baby 8 years old, he want to stay at home. Now my baby 13 years old, he want to go out with his friends to the movies at night.
Nah.
So like, wait a minute.
Where you going?
Exactly.
Who you going with?
Exactly. So things change.
And I still do that. My son's 20, and I finally learned to like let that go.
Let it go.
When
20?
he say he 20, when he say he going out with his friends, I'm like, okay, be safe, y'all. I love y'all.
I'm done. I love it.
It
I
took
love
some
it.
work in me
Yeah.
to do that because number one, he's a young black male with other young black men.
Gotta be careful.
You
Right.
have to be careful. And I know the company he keeps is good company because the young men that he hang out with are like just astonishing, amazing young men.
Right.
So, but nobody sees that on the
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
You just a
Yeah.
black boy.
They
You're
don't
just
see
a black
his,
boy.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so
They don't see
I-
his character, who
yeah.
he is, who his family is, what church he went to,
Right.
who his grandparents. They
And
don't
that's
see all
another
those
part
great
of the
things
family,
about him.
of the family dynamic that we kind of overlook. Like we do have to take care of our younger generation and our seed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Listen, Charlie, Yo,
She's so dope.
we got to have you
Y'all gotta
back
break-
for
I was
our
just
part
about to say
2.
that.
Like before
we
this
do.
season is
'Cause I
over,
still got-
because I still got a lot of. We would probably be
got a
going
lot
for
of
2 hours
yes.
if we don't stop.
I want to do it again. I'm gonna
You
be back.
have to come back. You have, because this was so needed, and it's right up our alley because
Yes.
we are married women. We go through things, and just to hear somebody from an expert,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and as
Yes.
well as you've heard other people's situations, you can kind of guide people on what to do when they are going through these scenarios. Grace, where they can find us, girl?
Well, first of all, let Charlie let them know where they can find her. And because, you know, we this is Women History Month.
Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
And, you know, Charlie,
And let us know if you're doing anything. You if you're if you're
Yeah, for
in
sure.
season with your podcast, whatever
let them
you're
know
doing.
where to find
Yes.
you. Let
So-
them know all your information.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn at CR Counseling LLC. And then I'm also starting a podcast that will be dropping in July called Black Girl Body.
Yes.
Where we're going to talk
Yeah.
about all things that Black women go through just because of the way that we look.
Yes.
Okay, so
gonna
are
be
the two dope girls gonna be on there?
Of course.
We will love it. That's right up our alley, girl. Right up our alley.
Yes, and of course, website www.crcounselingllc.com. And we also have a group called Coping with Anxiety. So that's for people who are not ready to actually start therapy but want to be in a group setting. And so it's going to be other people who are dealing with anxiety that you can kind of
Great
bounce off of.
introduction.
I love
I
that.
love.
I
Did
love
you just,
that.
girl? Come on.
That's every Monday at 6:30. Y'all call me and I get y'all set up.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
I love that
I love
concept
that.
because before I got into counseling, I was really hesitant. Although I told you my background is in psychology as well, because I tell people all the time, counseling.
Mhm.
But if you're not ready, you do need a little
Just
dip,
got
a little baptism.
And
Yeah,
it's
just a little
not
something.
sometimes even when you're in counseling or therapy, it's like draining sometimes.
Right,
Because
right.
you're really extending a lot of energy. You know,
Yeah.
you letting go, you're relieving, and you be like, "Oh, Jesus,
And for the
I need a
counselor as
drink."
well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. But
need a
it's
drink.
so needed. It's so needed, you
Yes.
guys. So that is so dope. Please
Thank
put
you.
us on whatever it
Yeah.
is, because child, my anxiety is on 1,000.
It happens. And, I think everybody
You know,
got
go
anxiety.
ahead and get that PhD so you can go ahead and write me a little script.
Yeah, because I need some ADHD medicine.
So you can write
So
me a
I
little
can focus
script.
and do these cases.
Adderall.
child.
I got you.
Right. And we will have all her information in our description.
Yes,
so
for
you'll be able
sure.
to get that.
Yeah, so you guys, you can hit me up at Graceface with 2 underscores on IG and hit us up at 2 Dope Girls Pod on IG and Instagram,
Yep.
Twitter. I say IG already. Whatever. Twitter, Facebook,
And if you
YouTube.
Yep.
You know
And
what
if
I'm
you would
saying?
like to come on the podcast, if you want us to advertise anything for you, you can
hit us up at ask2dopegirls@gmail.com. That's ASK, the number 2, dopegirls@gmail.com. And Ladonna, tell them where to find you, girl.
Girl, you can find me on everything at Naturally Pretty, YouTube, IG, TikTok, Facebook. It's just Ladonna Hardy Allen. But you can find me.
It's just Ladonna Hardy Allen. All right, you guys. Until next week, thank you, Charlie. for
Yes.
being here
2
with
dope
us.
girls.
Bye, you guys.
Dope girls, dope the dope girls, dope girls, dope the dope girls, dope